At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, and nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first
don't bring
weeks,
alcohol.
I was able to just clear out
That's about the
anything
only
that was
thing we'll
stopping
say
me
you don't
from
probably
breathing.
not to bring. But
Navage helps me clear the
6:30 to
way,
12:30,
literally clear the
bring
way
some snacks,
for
bring
me to
some
operate
drinks.
better in the rest of my life.
Bring you something,
Experience
some
the
towels or
Navage
whatever.
difference yourself.
Something to help you
Navage
get
is
your
available at
yourself.
Navage.com
Be ready.
or at Walmart,
This we're going to
Walgreens,
do a little
CVS,
more
and
fishing
Rite Aid.
this morning.
Navage.
Later this morning about why the
N-A-V-A-G-E.
county wants to host.
If you're always missing part of your favorite show because you have to get out of the car, don't worry, take us with you, either through our streaming app or through your Alexa or Google smart home device. News Radio 1440.
Good morning, thanks for listening. The judges for season 27 of The Voice have been announced. Kevin Carr has details.
The popular singing competition The Voice is getting a blast from the past.
Yeah, we're back. We're coming back. I'm coming back, is what I mean.
On Wednesday, NBC announced that original coach Adam Levine is coming back to his red chair. He will serve again as a judge for season 27, which will air in 2025. The 45-year-old Maroon 5 frontman appeared as a coach in the first season in 2012 alongside Blake Shelton, Christina Aguilera, and CeeLo Green.
Season 27, yes, I'm coming back. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. I'm well rested. I'm ready to go.
Levine was coach on The Voice for 16 seasons before leaving in 2019. During his time on the show, 3 of his artists won, and he's excited to return.
A little nervous. I'm not nervous, but I'm so excited. And it's going to be great, and I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. Let's go.
Another new coach is also taking the stage for season 27.
Kelsey Ballerini!
Kelsey Ballerini, who previously served as a battle advisor in season 16, will also take a red chair. John Legend and Michael Bublé will round out that season's panel of coaches. There is no premiere date yet for season 27 aside from the 2025 timeframe. In the meantime, fans will be able to watch coaches Michael Bublé, Snoop Dogg, Reba McEntire, and Gwen Stefani in season 26 when it premieres this fall. I'm Kevin Carr.
Many folks in the New York metropolitan area are breathing a sigh of relief after Governor Kathy Hochul stepped in and stopped, for now, the city's plan to charge an extra $15 daily to drive into some parts of Manhattan, on top of other tolls, just to enter the city, a scheme that faced dozens of lawsuits. The update from correspondent Julie Walker.
In a Wednesday video message, Governor Kathy Hochul, who controls the MTA, says the plan to charge motorists big tolls to enter the core of Manhattan comes at too high a price for working New Yorkers.
I have come to the difficult decision that implementing the planned congestion pricing system risks too many unintended consequences for New Yorkers at this time. For that reason, I have directed the MTA to indefinitely pause the program.
The program was going to charge $15 to enter Manhattan anywhere below 60th Street. It was set to start at the end of the month.
We need to make sure our solutions work for everyone, especially those who are struggling to make ends meet.
Hochul says funding was already set aside for the MTA's capital plan, and they are exploring other sources.
My team worked into the final hours to find a way to implement this, because the goals of congestion pricing in terms of reducing traffic and pollution are important. But hard-working New Yorkers are getting hammered on costs, and they and the economic vitality of our city must be protected.
Julie Walker, New York.
Haven't said it enough this week. Thanks to all who've served, especially those members of the military's greatest generation, willing to sacrifice their lives for freedom 80 years ago today on this, the anniversary of D-Day. America in the Morning for Thursday, June 6th, 2024, is produced by Jeff McKay. Senior producer Kevin Delaney. I'm John Trout. This is Westwood One.
I
Check out Smart About Mortgages, Smart About College.
When it comes to your money, whatever you want to get smart about, you can find it at smartaboutmoney.org, a free online resource from the nonprofit National Endowment for Financial Education. Smartaboutmoney.org, the easy place to start when you want to get smart.
Hi, I'm Queen Latifah. My mom is stronger than anyone I've ever known. Growing up when life got hard, her strength helped pull us through. Even after her heart failure diagnosis, she remained stronger than ever.
My family's support keeps me strong. Together, we're rising above heart failure.
Heart failure doesn't have to steal your strength. For simple steps you can take to help prevent, improve, or manage heart failure, go to riseabovehf.org.
The internet is vast and unending, but you don't have to go that far to hear your favorite talk show hosts. Search, stop, and listen at newsradio1440.radio. 1440 WLWIAM, the home of Sean Hannity. Also on 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery, Alabama, a Cumulus media station.
This is the CBS News World News Roundup, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. President Biden walking with French President Macron among a sea of world leaders and World War II veterans, some over 100 years old, alongside the beach in Normandy, marking 80 years since the Allied invasion of Nazi-occupied France. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin's just spoken.
80 years later, we thank the young Americans who took the beaches, who helped liberate France, and who helped free this continent from Nazi tyranny.
President Macron placed Legion of Honor awards around the necks of 11 American men who fought that day. President Biden waiting to speak right now. London correspondent Vicky Barker's father fought in Normandy. She interviewed him just before he died in 2003.
We were in the apple orchards of France, which was a terrible situation.
Staff Sergeant Jim Barker landed on Omaha Beach a few weeks after D-Day, but the Germans were still shooting from the dense hedgerows and apple orchards.
It was perfect territory for a defender, but terrible territory for an attacker.
My dad's unit fought the retreating Germans through France and into Germany. It wasn't pretty. He only started talking about it towards the end of his life. He wanted his grandchildren to know where he fought and what he fought for. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
Russia is expected to begin military exercises in the Caribbean in the weeks ahead. CBS's Cami McCormick.
These would be the first simultaneous air and sea maneuvers by Russia in the region since 2019. Russian ships may also make port calls in Cuba and Venezuela. These exercises are thought to have been planned for some time, but they come as the U.S. steps up support for Ukraine, allowing it to strike inside Russia with some U.S. weapons.
Israeli warplanes staged a deadly attack in Gaza overnight, where refugee families were sheltering. CBS's Imtiaz Tayab reports.
Terrified. The survivors who were sheltering in the UN school when it was targeted in an Israeli airstrike. A CBS News team was at the Al-Aqsa Hospital in the central city of Deir al-Balah, where the remains of at least 30 people were also brought.
Witnesses say most were women and children. Here in the U.S., Detroit. This is their needs. Fast from the current on the life insurance policy, mistakes. 27 seconds. Intimately with your problems, but if you're reasonably good health, $1 million policy, $100 per month. Previous policies, well, you may even save enough money to buy another $1 million policy. He's like you. He's only on number 2. 230-27.
new life insurance with Call Big Lou. 230-20.
A big box chain has disappointing news for bookworms.
Costco warehouses in Alaska and Hawaii don't sell books, and beginning in January, neither will its stores in the lower 48. The New York Times says Costco will sell books from September through December for holiday shoppers, and occasionally during the year, but not on a consistent basis. Sources tell the Times the decision was made because of how labor-intensive book selling is, including the fact that when new books come out on Tuesdays, those not sold have to be returned to the publisher. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
Just a week.
They disappeared.
Sales in the world. Alone house. Asking by much of it. 90 people was shot. Deborah Rodriguez.
Was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't miss right away.
Just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way, for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is a
Four out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/.
PM for the Encore Show. Chinese to Russians don't fear Joe Biden on News Radio 1440. Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Shopping for new blinds? At Blindster, we offer over 50 different blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices, custom made for your windows, and shipping is free. Shop at home and order 10 free samples of any product before you buy. Blindster.com.
Another muggy, very warm day on the way today. Temperatures up around 87. There will be some scattered showers, downpours, and thunderstorms this morning into this afternoon. Then things dry out. Tonight is dry. Friday and Saturday are both dry as well. That's because the humidity will be going down through the day. Friday, it's still hot in the low 90s with a lot of sun. A lot of sun on Saturday with temperatures in the upper 80s, but the humidity is lower.
That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive. Family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, as far as accidents go, we're looking pretty good. Nothing's been reported by the authorities that would send you on an alternate route. We are having some issues with weather in the northern part of the listening area, so you guys hunker down and be careful. Leave early, drive slower, and keep listening. We'll keep you posted. The Front Porch Grill is all about good food, friendships, and living life to its fullest. Start your day with a home-cooked breakfast, just like you like it. The Front Porch Grill, Highway 14 in Millbrook, next to Food Outlet. Buckle up, it's the law. From Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
Good morning, I'm Jed Davis. Here's what's happening in the news on this Thursday. The hunt is on for 3 men accused of robbing a store at gunpoint, then opening fire, leaving 3 people dead. It happened at Tienda Los Hermanos Tuesday night on Highway 231 in Montgomery. Mayor Stephen Reed says he does believe Hispanic businesses are now being targeted. So far, no info on the accused shooters. A second person is now in custody in Florida after a deadly shooting. Auburn running back Brian Battie was seriously injured. His brother Tommy was killed. The girlfriend of the accused shooter, Daryl Brookins, is now charged with accessory to second-degree murder. She's accused of leaving the scene and throwing a gun into the river. Brian Battie remains in critical condition and could be permanently paralyzed. We want to remind you to join us on Friday from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. for the Summer Fun and Food Drive. It'll be at Renfro's Market in East Chase in Montgomery. Your food and cash donations will go to help out the Heart of Alabama Food Bank. That's your news on this Thursday.
Hi, I'm Dr. Anita Chandra with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. Bedtime is a special time of day, a moment to connect with your child before going to sleep. After your child has brushed her teeth, read a book together, or talk a little about your day, and of course, tell her you love her. Having a routine every night helps your child structure her day, feel safe, and develop good sleep habits. Relationships matter. For more, talk with your pediatrician and visit healthychildren.org.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lonray Falusi with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. Did you know that tooth decay is an infection? Luckily, cavities are largely preventable. The bacteria that cause cavities pass from parents to children, so good oral health is a family affair. Take care of baby teeth as soon as they emerge by brushing them with a smear of toothpaste with fluoride. Talk with your pediatrician about your baby's oral health and take him to the dentist by age 1. For more, visit healthychildren.org.
My muscles ached. I was tired all the time.
My son had a full-blown asthma attack. It came out of nowhere.
The unsettling thing about some symptoms is
I had a fever and these terrible headaches.
you don't always know what's causing them.
It was Lyme disease from a tick bite.
I had Zika virus from a mosquito.
He had a reaction to cockroach allergens.
Threats to your health can come from unexpected places. Get the facts. Visit pestworld.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
I'm Aaron Tippett. I've been blessed to be able to make a living at what I love, making music for more than 25 years. But it didn't get there overnight. There were a lot of long days and nights of working just to make ends meet. Good things in life don't always come easy, but when you sweat for what you want, it makes it even sweeter when you get it. So remember to work hard, and when the opportunities present themselves, you got to be ready to grab them. This message is brought to you by the United States Air Force.
My job, finances, everything's so crazy. I just want to be in control. With Sam, I can.
SAM is Smart About Money, a free online resource from the nonprofit National Endowment for Financial Education. Get empowered. Reach your financial goals. Visit samican.org.
He's smart, witty, and fast on the draw. It's Mark Levin this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Sometimes you need to reset. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
And good morning, everybody. Hope this day finds all of you well this morning. Feeling pretty good, spry, and thankful that, like a friend of mine says, you got the wake-up call this morning. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440. It's time to rise and shine. And the way we help you get up first thing in the morning is give you a dose of the good word, our daily bread, a word from on high, something that will change your perspective or give you a new one. Either way, It's good for the soul. Good morning to you. It is June the 6th, 2024. Some 80 years ago. Well, we'll talk about that when we come back after our daily bread. And let's remind you that freedom is not free. It costs something. Good morning. Today's daily bread is called Give Thanks to God. And our scripture insight today comes from Luke 24 through 28 through 35. We'll start it off with Luke 24 and 30, which reads, when he was at the table with them, he took bread, gave thanks, broke it, and began to give it to them. Govern yourselves accordingly. And again, good morning. It is June the 6th, 2024. It is a day that has never been. It is a day that once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get to come back and do all the things today that you were supposed to do today that you don't. And more importantly, you don't get a chance to come back and undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do with this day, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you be proud of what you have done this day, June the 6th, 2024. If you've lived a while, you've heard many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace, the mercy, the charity and love of God, I am not sure, we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day that is the first day of the rest of our lives. What are we going to do with them? Well, do what you can, while you can, for whom you can, until you can't. Because remember, somewhere along the line, somewhere in our lives, someplace, somehow, some year, somebody reached back and gave us a hand. You have an obligation to do the same. Benjamin Elijah May said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well, no man living, no man dead, no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say that is the standard by which you live life, you'll always be successful. Oh, you'll fail at a thing or two. We all do. But you'll never be a failure until you quit. We say give out if you must, rest if you can. But you never quit. You never give up. Because winners don't quit, and quitters will never win. My mother said, nothing beats a failure but a try. Martin Luther King said, if you cannot run, walk. If you cannot walk, crawl. But whatever you do, keep moving forward. Don't ever give up. Don't ever quit. Don't ever, ever give up. Because winners will never quit, and quitters, they'll never win. Give thanks to God. That is our daily bread for the day, June the 6th. And remember this, it is still, like every other day in the past, it is a great day, an absolutely stupendous day to be alive. We'll be back.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Our reading, titled Give Thanks to God, was written by Katera Patton. My friend hurried from her stressful job at the hospital, wondering what she would prepare for dinner before her husband returned from his equally demanding job. She had made chicken on Sunday and served leftovers on Monday. Then they had yet another round of chicken, this time baked, on Tuesday. She found 2 pieces of fish in the freezer, but she knew the fillets weren't her husband's favorite. Not finding anything else she could prepare in just a few minutes, she decided the fish would just have to do. As she placed the dish on the table, she said somewhat apologetically to her husband, who had just arrived home, "I know this isn't your favorite." Her husband looked up and said, "Honey, I'm just happy we have food on the table." His attitude reminds me of the importance of being grateful and thankful for our daily provisions from God, whatever they are. Giving thanks for our daily bread or meals models Jesus' example. When he ate with 2 disciples after his resurrection in Luke 24, Christ took bread,
gave thanks, and broke it. He thanked his father as he had earlier when he'd fed the 5,000 with 5 loaves and 2 small fish in John 6. When we give thanks for our daily meals and for other provisions, our gratitude reflects Jesus' ways and honors our Heavenly Father. Let's give thanks to God today. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional reading is from Luke chapter 24, verses 28 through 35. As they approached the village to which they were going, Jesus continued on as if he were going farther. But they urged him strongly, "Stay with us, for it is nearly evening, the day is almost over." So he went in to stay with them. When he was at the table with them, he took bread, gave thanks, broke it, and began to give it to them. Then their eyes were opened, and they recognized him, and he disappeared from their sight. They asked each other, "Were not our hearts burning within us while he talked with us on the road and opened the scriptures to us?" They got up and returned at once to Jerusalem. There they found the 11 and those with them assembled together and saying, "It is true. The Lord has risen and has appeared to Simon." Then the two told what had happened on the way and how Jesus was recognized by them when he broke the bread. Let's pray. Lord, our lives are so busy, and it's easy to take the blessings of life for granted. We just want to take a moment right now and thank you for the many ways in which you provide for us every day. Help us remember to be thankful for every good thing you give us. Thank you, Lord. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
And rather than play our armed forces today medley, we are going to join one of my favorite presidents, Ronald Wilson Reagan, on his D-Day speech in 1984. It was it was, and I know our generations today, and I barely remember, well, I don't really remember it. I wasn't born way after that. But 80 years ago, a lot of young men, a lot of them, black, white, Hispanic, people with stars of David, with the Christian cross on, a lot of these men were on boats, knowing that their chance of survival was, well, in at best, it was questioned. Can you imagine coming off a boat with people with machine guns, turrets, pointed right at you, and there was nothing you can do? It is it's a harrowing story of the greatest generation. Anyway, so let's join Mr. Reagan in his D-Day speech that was done on 6/6/84. It is still relevant today. Believe it or not, it still is. So let's do that, and then we'll be back right after this. Anyway, that was most of that speech. If I can get a little more left. Somebody got to keep the tradition. All righty then. Well, often we take for granted the freedoms that we have and the sacrifices. We certainly take those for granted. Of other people we've never met, never will meet, but believe me, they played an important part of your life. We'll be back right after this. You know what it is? It is Thursday, and normally on Thursday we have, but it's the first Thursday of the month, which means that we got my Catholic friends in. We're gonna drill them this morning. Okay, we're gonna make it a tough one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's gonna be tough. Anyway, we'll be back right after this. This D-Day, the 80th D-Day commemoration. We'll be back.
Kevin, how long do we have? What's this break?
About 5 minutes.
Yeah, give me your fob for the bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
It is amazing how Americans, how we love to celebrate the heroes and first day they get home. And after that, we kind of just forget about it. Oh, well, not the family stuff. But, yeah.
Vietnam got to make it the first day.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Lowe's. Free is key during Craftsman Days at Lowe's. Right now, get one free Select V20 tool when you buy a Select battery 2-pack. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 6/19 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Another muggy,
not
very
for
warm
the-
day on the way today. Temperatures
really
up around
were not for
87. There will be
color
some
barrier
scattered
in
showers,
America,
downpours, and
there's
thunderstorms
no
this
doubt
morning into this
that
afternoon.
America
Then
would
things
be
dry
the
out. Tonight is
greatest
dry.
country on God's earth.
Friday and Saturday are both dry as well. That's because the
But
humidity
the
will
color
be going
thing
down
just
through the day. Friday,
ain't perfect.
still
So-
hot in the low 90s with a lot of
Well,
sun. A lot of sun on Saturday.
We finally
with temperatures in the upper
embarrassed
80s, but
Mayor
humidity
Reed into
is
speaking
low.
in public.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist
He's actually
Tyler
at that
Seabury for
meeting.
News Radio 1440.
Montgomery
It was actually at
Skywatch
the,
Traffic brought to you
it was
by
actually at
Sons
the,
Automotive, family
the
owned,
scene the other night,
family driven, on News Radio 1440.
I didn't.
Detroit Highway.
Montgomery right now got a couple of things going on. Heavy rain.
And before that, somebody said, you know, I just can see you at any of these terrible scenes.
Got a problem with a minor accident on the in South Boulevard near the truck
Wow.
stop.
It'll take more than
An
that.
accident that's been reported
Yeah,
there as well.
yeah,
So please
I mean,
just
it's gonna
caution
take more
all
than that.
Although, you know, can we blame any one man for what's going on? I don't.
Exclusive indoor and outdoor
I mean,
solutions You can
I think you have to show
your
empathy.
pet safe. Call Vicky
At
for
least,
physical
at a minimum,
protection.
show empathy that you understand what people are going through, but can't blame him. I mean, for all the violence. I mean,
Having been out for nearly a year, Counter-Strike
and you
2
can't
still
even blame the
struggles with a
government
large
for the
population
law.
of
At
exploiters
first I
playing the
did,
game
but I got
and
thinking
ruining
about
the
it.
experience for everyone
All
else.
she did
Even
was
with
say, you don't have to
enhanced
have a license
technologies
to
and
carry
promised
because
improvements to their anti-cheat services, there still seems
you
to
was
be
already
little
with,
to
you
no
already able
improvement
to
in
carry
cheaters in the game. Valve, the
a
community
weapon.
developer of all
But it meant
Counter-Strike
was
games, are well
law-abiding
known for
people.
responding to community feedback.
Right,
and
right.
Yeah.
Law-abiding
Yeah.
people were going to do,
The community is left
now
questioning
have
how
that
unable to
opportunity.
Right, the crooks are already doing it.
Crooks are doing it.
delete
Yeah.
esports
Yeah.
and the
No, it's not about the weapon.
What's keeping you from
It's not
learning
about
the
black
language
white.
you've always wanted
It's
to
about
speak?
loneliness.
Too hard.
Takes
Mm.
too long.
It's about
Not with
disconnect that people
Babbel's
have
interactive lessons,
from each
podcasts,
other.
games, and more make
You know,
learning fun.
I almost
What
called
is
him
it?
yesterday.
Right. And in 10 minutes a day,
Donald
Babbel's
Donald
bite-sized
stood up
lessons
and was
designed to get you
talking
having
about
real conversations.
single
in as
kids.
little
He
as
brought up
3
LeBron
weeks.
James
That's not
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah, yeah.
and
It's not
Barack
hard.
Obama.
It's
You know what else
perfect.
Barack Obama and
Starts
LeBron James
here.
have in
Go to
common?
Babbel.com.
They didn't go
try
to
it for
public
free.
school.
That's
Neither one of them.
BEL.com.
They didn't get
Babbel.com.
herded
Getting
into
quality
a
employees to fill positions in your company is
1,500
essential. But finding those
person
people
high
can be a
school
major hassle. Unless
A
you
group
have
expect-
a group think mentality.
and expect to
Yeah.
right
get
now,
one
you can try it
herded
for
like
free
animals
at
for
ZipRecruiter.com
4 years and expect to come
With
out.
ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to
Mm.
hundreds of top job sites. But more than that,
But I've said that on
ZipRecruiter's
this radio
advanced
before, and I got
technology identifies
ripped
the
for it.
candidates with the
Yeah,
skills
they
you need, sends you a list of great matches
They
for
would
you,
certainly get
and
over it.
actively
That's
invites them
absolutely
to
true.
apply for your job.
I'm
And the
just so
results
glad my
speak for
child only had
themselves.
one
4
year
out
to
of 5
go.
employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality
But he did go down to
candidate
the Air Force
first
people.
day.
And he
That's right, the
he took the
first
test and the people
day.
came out of the room and said,
Now
oh,
you can
hell, what
focus
did
on your business and let
And he did an
ZipRecruiter do the work
outstanding
finding
job on
the
that
best
test
people
and
for
stuff.
you.
I said,
So for
really?
yourself,
Yeah. So,
experience the ease, efficiency, and
Try to
power
push
of
him to the Army.
ZipRecruiter for free.
Yeah.
Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Army is a
That's
hard life.
ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I don't
Hi,
think not
I'm
even
Dr.
Air Force
Anita
people
Chandra with today's
were-
tip for
were-
kids
were
from the American
throwing
Academy of
the beach
Pediatrics.
Normandy.
As a parent,
No,
it can
so
be
I was
scary
dropping
to hand the
something.
car keys to your teenager. To
But,
help your teen
yeah,
stay safe,
yeah.
be a good role model and
Someone
follow
had to
traffic
do it.
laws yourself.
I think I told
Set
Kevin
rules
that,
for your teen,
you know,
including
I
wearing a
did the Air Force,
seatbelt, driving
you know,
only
observe,
during the day, and with
one of my
limited
students
distractions,
in Auburn was
including
an
from the
Army
passengers.
ROTC.
Finally, make sure your teen knows it is never okay to text and drive. For a sample driving agreement for teens,
Well, you know
visit
why the Space Force
healthychildren.org.
I'm Aaron
No,
Tippett.
for somebody
I've
from
been
the Air
blessed to be
Force.
able to make a living at what I
Oh,
love. Making music for more than 25
I'm
years.
trying to figure what
But
their
it
job.
didn't
We
get
got
there
balloons
overnight.
keep coming
There
across
were a
America
lot
from
of
the Chinese.
long
I
days
said,
and
well,
nights of
evidently they're
working
not doing
just
their
to make
job.
ends
that
meet.
wasn't. Yeah,
Good
that was
things in
somebody
life
else's
don't
fault.
always come easy. But when you
That was
sweat for what you
ridiculous,
want,
I tell you.
when you so remember to
Military
work hard,
person
and when the
wouldn't know that's
opportunities
a
present
problem.
themselves,
That's
you
insane.
can do great. This
hope.
message is brought to you by the United
I
States
have
Air Force.
faith in my
Russ
fellow airmen. When those things were over,
NFL.
when those things were over at Air Force Base in Montana and stuff, they were giving them just crap. They were throwing out. They were all the electronic stuff we were picking up was go to podcast. And, you know, Alex Jones.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome to Thursday. It's Catholic Thursday. This is where we talk to our Catholic friends over there. Father James Dean from Our Lady of Guadalupe Catholic Church up in Alabama. We also got Brian Taylor. You want to call it Thursday? All right. Yeah. St. Pete. These are good schools. That was a good one. Yeah, Kevin Elkins is not great. So, yeah. You are on my journey. Three. Not only that, Anyway, I've been doing some exhaustion. I'm sure. How many Catholic faiths in the last 24 hours? I'm sure you got it all down. There seems to be some concern by folks outside. Yeah. That believing there are absolute and salvation. Absolutely. There seems to be some concern that Catholics don't really believe it's 100%. Believe that you do. That is 100% sure that you will make it before you get. But there's still some ambiguity. Is that a true statement? I'm saying something. Because gifts and graces that you are getting the heaven is to believe with us. God gives us salvation, and we receive that in the but then after that, we have to live that salvation. So it is a gift. We can't earn salvation. So it's a gift. But once we have received that gift, what do we do with that gift? If we don't live that gift, then we're not gonna, we're not gonna get to heaven. So, in the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus said, "We will not get to heaven, only those who do the will." We can't just say we're Catholic, which we see all over politics or wherever else. People just say they're Catholic. That's just not. We would say we believe in Jesus, but we have to live that out. We see in only see the last two scriptures where at the end God's going to gather all the nations and separate sheep from goats. Those who fed him, he was hungry, clothed him. He said, "You did it for me." Those who did it. So I think human is part of salvation. I'm still living that life, right? So I can and he followed for 3 years. We can't judge him, but he's stuck with me. So, Judas stuck with him 1 year, but he told the people. So, it's a the thing is really relationship. When just in a relationship, you can try to not his will, but ours. And support us and keep us and protect us, keep us stay with me. Before we attach the scripture, we're grafted on the promise. Mercy is not you can turn it. That makes sense. Some of my body do it left others always see that even that I can still pick this up if I don't accept it every day. So we have assurance that the grace of God is sufficient for us to do. But the failure is for us to accept that grace and live it. And let's say Paul's talking about the earth. So we live it. And those perishes. And also, Paul says in other places that you got your salvation through and through it. Again, we do for the gospel. God's grace, we resist him. We resist God. We call it the grace. We call to follow him. We go to heaven, he gives us everything. So I guess the theological principle of once saved, always saved is not necessarily practical. It's not biblical. Yes, not biblical. Yeah, I mean, it's not. It's like
anyone who thinks he's human, the idea that you think that you are sure of salvation and start to rest on that will, you might fall into pride or you're accepting God on the basis. So the whole place in Scripture that faith and so out of that, it's just your body and the spirit things that lead without worship. So if you have to go back, back then it was $85 for a men's fashion university. But it was so good. So, it was a gift. And so there's places for germs, which but so it's a good thing to maintain. You should just change the oil and put gas in it or air in the tires, whatever it is. That's what's going to deteriorate. And so salvation is a gift. We don't earn it, but we have to live it.
Yeah. The one thing that's always been a was not a thorn in my side. Christianity, of course, is I believe in it because it makes the logical reason attached to it. But are we sure that that's the only way to get salvation? Muslims live in a lot of billion of them. I mean, just think about so what makes it that's the only way?
If we follow Jesus in Scripture, that's what he said. So, no one comes to the Father. So I mean, that's not if you don't follow Jesus.
So can that many people, Muslim faith, a billion, can that many people be talking about?
Yeah, Kevin, we could definitely be wrong. But I mean, just the logical number. If the Catholic, if Christian Church is Catholics are close to a million ourselves, the rest of the Muslim group is like Christian, other Christians, almost. Okay. If the Muslims are right, then we're all right. It's the numbers. The numbers say that if only a quarter of one of the world has one belief, and that belief has a binary yes or no, then that means there's a bunch of people that are wrong. Everybody can't be right. Right. So that's right. But people that those who have not had the opportunity to really know Jesus, yeah, and that's because they haven't had that opportunity. But that situation will come from Jesus, not from us. But actually, right, in Romans chapter 2, he says, he said, others, not how they I put a note to a reason. So I can present some of the reasons why the community so it's these things. So I said, now, if you reject us, we would not be saved in that. But they received, others received so, yeah, they can be saved through Christ.
No, yes, I had this conversation with Deacon on you're amoral people. I think everybody knows right and wrong. Instinctively. That's a natural law. That's a natural law. That's true. And Aristotle talks about we cannot have laws if we didn't have a constitution and it's like murder. Those are universals, like this is universal more no matter what you think. Right. Something that people especially say, well, we can't really think about we think you're you can't morality is the only thing you can do. The natural law that murder is law. Okay. The law is society is agreeing that all is not out. I'm not going to go there. But every law is moral. So I disagree with the idea that there is a moral person in an amoral situation. It's just saying that there are people that are moral because everybody knows. Well, even in always times of murders and the vast majority of murder in the country drugs gangs, drugs gangs and domestic violence. The vast majority. And most people are known to still no person killed. Okay. But if you have a gang that they will kill each other because they're women, they know that that's a bad thing, but they have some type of sense of war with another gang, then they're going to say, well, that's a justified thing because that other gang is trying to kill me. Okay? But they understand that you can't just murder anybody. You have to protect the you think you're protecting the family. And that's that's one of the reasons we really don't ever get to the root cause of this. It really is. It says, it says, I need to bring the other cheek to my enemy. I need to be, not for my own. That's an incredibly hard thing to do, but that's what we, and it requires responsibility. Okay, it doesn't always come, and there's always been some persecution of Christians somewhere in the world where people don't know.
Is our morality detector, and that we believe that in the natural law there's reasonable things that we can all understand, and that's how we have laws, period. Otherwise, if there were amoral people, you can never put them in jail. But society has a responsibility to form their conscience. Correct. Yeah. And I was using that phrase. It's a lot of
one of the things we're considering about the Old Testament and whether or not every word in the Bible is breathed by God to the writers of the Bible. If that were absolutely so, why do we have so much? And we know we have disagreement, but the fact of the matter is the denominational pull in Christianity.
Right.
But if the Bible is totally something from God, and the words in it are from God, they agree with it, then we allow so much confusion and disagreement.
Yeah, that's a good question. I remember one of my teachers in seminary was a convert was a Catholic. He was a Bible copy. He had a banner that said the Bible are infallible. Okay, so he was the one who Elizabeth said, "Is this organization called this?" You know, they interpret this Bible fashion. I mean, is this organization? He said, "It seems like what you need is an infallible God, infallible God." And so God gave us that in the church. And we reject that church that Christ gave the Holy Spirit to it. And yeah, says that if he was able to and even the ignorant and so people recognize, you know, that the truth is also we have so many different interpretations which provide. I'm going to add another thing. I want to add when you're talking about really God, exactly what the mechanism, how much of it is hidden and how much of it is the writers. The inspiration of the Bible is in the original language. Okay, it's in those books that are in Hebrew and those books that are in the Greek and those books that are in. It's not. There's so much. We rely so much on accurate translation. If you go to a Catholic Bible, at the beginning of the book, they say this is an authorized translation, because we've done here are the people that are saying, here's the bishop that approves it, here's the sponsor who advised the bishop and said it doesn't have any errors. These are things that there's a lot of Bibles out there that have really bad. Anyway, yeah, that's true. But there's not much in there. Just he said, you know, and Paul says that the church is the church. And that's how we have it. It happened a few hundred years later when the Catholic Church was all writings, like 16 different gospels. So they had to choose what was the Spirit to actually read the Hebrews, you know, because the church was a foundation. So they used the mass, all these things chose. We have the name for the bishops. Yes, I mean, it's very clear. Yeah, and everybody agreed what happened. So it would have to be said every person who's providing because that wrong. Also, the doctrine of the church is the Trinity. That's not in the Bible. That's a Catholic Church teaching for centuries of understanding, you know, of development of understanding this idea that, you know, the Trinity. So what I'm saying is, yeah, if I wasn't Catholic, and that would Catholic Church not wrong, all Christianity is wrong. So downstream is going to be good. You know, and so if you're wrong in the first 3 centuries, the first 4 centuries, and you choose the wrong place in the Bible, you don't have the authority to do so, then all Christianity is wrong. Yeah.
I believe there's something wrong on our phones this morning, guys. So don't be calling because there's something wrong on our phone, which is good. I'm glad I got Catholics. They can talk all day.
Yeah, right. No, I want to hear some questions.
Yeah. Well, you can text the question if you want to 901-5022. 901-5022 is the number. Yeah. You can text it. So, but there just seems to be a lot of confusion sometimes. People say there are contradictions in the Bible. I'm not an authority on the Bible except for what I read. I don't know if that's true or not, but okay, like the one guy. When black folks come to me and say, well, God condones slavery. Now, my because he told slaves how to act. I said, well, no, I don't think he's condoning slavery. What he's saying is that if you, oh, well, we'll get back to that later.
Yeah, that just jumped in there.
I'm Jed Davis. Here's what's happening in the news on this Thursday. The hunt is on for 3 men accused of robbing this pool.
Oh, man.
The world
It's
fire.
not working now.
Well, you can't. The phone ring, but when you call in, the lines are not connected. Must be AT&T.
A second person is now in custody in Florida after a deadly shooting. Auburn running back Ryan Bettine was seriously injured. His brother Tommy was killed. The girlfriend of the accused shooter, Daryl Brookins, is now charged with accessory to second-degree murder. He's throwing a gun into the river. Condition and could be permanently paralyzed. We want to remind you to join us on Friday from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. Fun in It'll be at Winfrow's Bar.
I really, the Auburn. You're the Auburn running back. Sounds good.
Was it fight or something?
Yeah, it's down in Florida.
I'm Jennifer Rodriguez. In Omaha Beach, in Normandy, France. Remember the day exactly 80 years ago, when young soldiers waded ashore through the gunfire to fight the Nazis in the tide of World War II. Ally Russia was not on today's invite list. President Biden was paralyzed.
History is written about our time.
58
years ago, it said, when the moment came, well, we still try to make stronger. We save democracy in our time.
Survived. Many over 100 years old. CBS's highest honor, the Legion of Merit, continues today. Today's hero of the
Air power.
Then out of their wheelchair, attentive.
He's ready, but it's been giving three things. It's on this side.
You know, yeah. Airport can make it easy. Well, it takes one drilling and
She is the witness who's going to have the information about Hunter Biden, his drug use, and his state of mind during October 2018.
So there's the
And many people,
the land was the whole thing. And there's a machine gun right in front of
The tree hit my roof here as well.
They never unless as well. You know, and they didn't see well, they can't. Again, they can't. I mean, you can run dollars. I mean, but it's up.
It's sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Protect your home and auto. Save when you bundle. Get a quote at
Now, I don't know that
progressive.com. That's
how accurate that exactly
progressive.com.
was, but I know that happened.
Can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Blue at 800-230-2777. We will make sure to stand it in your favor. Call 800-230-2777. Big Blue will answer your call and work a good deal with a policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Blue is in you. Call 800-230-2777. 800-230-2777 or BigBlue.com.
Detroit Rangers went through an island that came for 3 decades before that ended up doing $1 renovation. Whitmer says it is a future high-tech product.
This was the future of mobility and the way in which we're carrying forward this investment.
Open will include a concert involving
probably what that is. It was probably well, 4 years. Yeah, 4 years. Well, the issue, of course, is you have fields, but now you've now tied your the only way to stop it is to have everything in place, ready to fire and walk. Right. You got to be able to shoot at the blade protecting you that's falling down dead. That seems coaches need that first thing.
Night. Somebody getting what is going on? This is supposed to be here. That's what everybody around me said. The war starts right here. Yeah. And I think Omar Bradley said that of all the brave men on D-Day, Roosevelt was the bravest. That was what he said. He said what Roosevelt was able to do, rally what happened. One of the greatest things so dreams. And Roosevelt was crippled. He had a left. He had to walk with a cane. And almost was scrubbed from the mission.
Yeah, I would think so.
That's really well. Henry Fonda plays him.
Yeah.
And you understand. It's really.
Well, there's some places I'm glad I can say I wasn't there.
Yeah. Roosevelt ended up dying in the station. Where? He died in the invasion. Yeah, Teddy Roosevelt Jr. That was the last person to die. And his brother had died before World War I.
And we are back. Our phones are disabled at the moment. I've been trying to fix it. But since I can't really fix it, we're just going to go through the text question to Father James A. O'Brien. That number would be 901-5022, 941-5022. That's 334-901-5022. Other than that, and it's Catholic Thursday. They come to, so you think about converting to Catholic. How does it they could go through so much training. You know, I've never done that a long time ago. I want you to be honest.
Yeah, I want you to really believe it. Know what you're doing. Yeah.
In the back, they just raise your hand and say, "Oh, walk up there."
Yes. I mean, it's not that easy to follow Christ. So what Jesus said, you got to deny it, but technically, deny yourself, nobody falls in power. So, and he said also, you got to count the cost. In other words, when you're building a building, so don't hold the foundation, and there's not be a finish, so everybody's going to laugh at you. So, in other words, you need to count the cost. You need to know the cost of what's going on. Think about the apostles. You want to do with Jesus. For many years, they're coming 3 years to talk to them, they watched him, they experienced his life, and that was a serious commitment, that dropped the ball. And we've been out. So, it's not you said it's not easy. Lawyers and birds, that's I
mean, that they're still wishy-washy until Pentecost.
Yeah,
The Holy Spirit comes down upon them. They don't have Pentecost.
They don't quite have the grace.
They don't have the grace.
But they're people getting slipping now. Right. James and John wanting to be, right in the kingdom. Yeah, they're getting out of it.
So if I was to see whenever we get, season 5.
A few times.
It's not too bad. The season 5, the husband of the church. And he would point to the 56 on the back of the wall and say, "Woman, that's how Christ led the church. He gave his life for you. As a husband, are you ready to give your life for your wife?" I'm going to have to remember to the life. They tell the wives is to submissive to your husband, and that ain't love. No, it is. That's what it is. Reason 5 is not to prefer to one another. Yeah, but then it does something like submission. So submission means to place your mission under your husband's mission. His mission is to make you holy, which is without wrinkles and spots. So really to place her mission into his, which is to for holiness.
But it don't show the wife to expressly to love her.
Oh yeah, But that's the whole point.
That's an extraction from the word.
The point being that Paul is addressing the different weaknesses. A man that is not willing to sacrifice himself is not loving. The woman who is not willing to give herself is not to.
That man got to give his life, but the woman just does it okay. She's no longer there.
But her mission. Well, but what that mission may include is it's always going to include that. It's going to be childbirth is not easy. Okay. As Scott Hunt says, Scott Hunt says about his wife, he says, "I have to remember that every stretch mark on her body is a statement of love for me because she accepted my child."
But God made her for that purpose.
Right. But we see today we're the only society in human history that has monuments to infertility. We are trying to destroy our reproductive lives, and we're doing it happily. And that's part of the not submitting to your husband, not acknowledging always under God. Always under God.
And what does that mean? I get tired of kids coming out. So I got a problem with the love word. What does that mean?
All right. So you keep like him. So in relation to God, we show our love by
it's not just a warm feeling that you get. Okay, that's what I said.
No, Jesus said no one has greater love than like their friends. That ain't a warm feeling. And he wouldn't feel himself. But think about marriage. Right? The marriage right now, get married, whatever, sign the document. Is that the best way to get married? Do you not know the person you're with, your future, your values, all that stuff. You see, that's the same thing with the church. We don't have much room to say, yeah, I commit my life to be a Christ. You want to know what you're getting into. And so life is a marathon, not a sprint. And so I would say, no, if you're married, you don't need to you have to, you want to spend some time with them in traffic to see how they react. Okay. Here's the question. Now, if the Holy Spirit is important to me, is my fault that I don't know? That's a really good question. I would say that the Holy Spirit may be talking to all of us. Some of you have got a wax in your a lot of temptation. So sometimes we don't feel something. But I think we got all tell them if someone is really searching for God's truth, you can't find the knocking. Someone there's certainly we need to research. I would say there's a lot of evidence that God's present. So there's a lot of things that we can do with where science shows that there's no logical those things, just proofs of existence for us and ideas, about how philosophically we can get out the world. Really think the world, but also the world, it's not evident, it's not. So I would say there's much evidence that we can see. No one's trying to sit on my couch and say, the Holy Spirit coming, from me, and I'm sitting there watching TV all the day or whatever. Not really as much as I'm, not sleeping. So if anyone out there, has questions or things to clarify this thing before we get shut up there. A lot of people are talking about this. Why can young say how to act? I would say he didn't confirm. He knew that the man's heart was hard. And if you find yourself in a situation there's always a way to handle that situation. Like, there was I guess it's for the obey the master when what say you? That's a very good question. In the sense that, right, there's been things that I've been history that have not always been understood. Such as and so it was existed at the time, of the New Testament, of course. So the scriptures kind of dealt with it. And when they never taught this was right, the church actually wanted to start teaching about slavery in the 16th century, in the 1500s. They call this talk about the immorality of it, so the church has always, when it spoke about it. Now, it's not guaranteed to speak about it in a timely fashion. In other words, it doesn't have to, and live. Also, so Onesimus escapes from his master, when Paul said, it was Philemon, and said, institution existed. Catholic, everything was just like, don't bother me. The church is not guaranteed. Yeah, so I'm sure in the state, remember, we're small, so they, right. That's really good. Especially in a culture.
Can I come to the Catholic Church without ever becoming a member and still be considered part of it?
We have people that come to our Catholic community that come up. So, matter of fact, somebody who was in my class last year came during the class he would come at the beginning. So if he wasn't quite ready, he's studying it, still looking into it, stuff like that. You can come to a church for 25 years. They believe about years. And I asked him, said, "You ever looked into the Catholic Church? You ever thought about becoming Catholic?" He said, "That's not really." So he started coming to class, started learning, and he's still learning. But he's been going for, I said, 25 years, becoming Catholic. Everybody's welcome to come,
But is it necessary to become a member of a particular church in order to be part of it?
Okay,
whether it's Catholic,
right. So when someone becomes Catholic, that is their faith, and we're a universal church. So when people go to, I tell people, you ain't got to come here to go to church. You can go anything. So I don't have any priority.
Do I have to come to a building and all?
But as a Catholic, we realize that do this in every week. And so from the early days, we sit actually every week or something to bread. That was the breaking of bread. Now we see it, for 2,000 years. That's where the behind us. Praise and worship, Bible studies, obviously we're good, but not what presence. So when Jesus was great inspiration, and he said, "Took bread, and he said, do this." So we would do that.
But do I need members? If I just
well, certainly you're there, but I mean, the Catholic faith is very clear on what it teaches. And he guarantees this is the Catholic faith. And so when someone doesn't believe that, and really, especially such a moral issue, they really left the church. Now, even though you may sit in a pew, I can go. You can sit in McDonald's all day long. Door opens, door closed. You can think you're good. So you can sit in the church pew. You have to be initially. Well, if you believe it, why would you not want to be a member? Because to be a member of the Catholic Church, you receive the grace of the sacrament. And if you believe it, you receive the mystery. That's what our belief. You wouldn't believe this. It would make sense. And we said, no. You say, I believe everything Catholic teaches. You need to go to mass or something. You need to receive the Eucharist. You need to do that. So you don't believe those things. Yeah.
So corporate church meetings are essential.
Look at as a Catholic, right? You're going to ask every Sunday to go to it's a serious obligation, because Christ have the opportunity every day, which is very good time. And it's good because listen, okay, so it goes back to the draws you those He took that as Mother's Day. He said, "Happy Mother's Day." What would she say? So in other words, all these other ways that we love Jesus and pray and stuff like that. Good, but Jesus did this. So we really worship. So everything else we do, and read the scriptures, and it's all good, but it's not.
But in the world we live in today, where everybody's going to be virtual, if we are all on the same screen at the same time, in my house, you in your house,
pajamas, drinking coffee,
right. I mean, but we all on the same screen. Isn't that pretty much?
Well, see, that's the difference. Really destructive. Because I mean, when faith is based on the word, you get the word through the screen. Personally, and certainly we were shut in. We would watch the mass on TV. And wait, because they can't. That's in their presence,
There's synergy, I guess.
No, when you lose connection with other people, you lose connection with other people. There becomes a hole that you end up filling with very down, sinful thoughts, self-destructive thoughts, all kinds of things like that. You need to have, I think, lost connection. And then there are things that we need to do to fix that. But if you are using joy good for others, you have to do it. Because in characters in Eucharist, connection and it's in here. We have a greater connection. But if you lose connection, imagine if you have somebody in the church and they are a shut-in and nobody ever goes to see them. The whole, we saw this. Look, we saw this in COVID. We saw this in COVID. We saw the isolation and what it did to people. The suicide rates went up. Depression went through the roof. Murder went through the roof. Come down a little bit in most cities. It has not come down in Montgomery. And it's because we're not connected. That is good. And Jesus right. Jesus found the church. He really more time, nation, more stuff in their life. Unless we get isolated, then we connect with the people there, and more people sustain them too.
Well, it's about 8:30, so let us get a prayer here and the student.
Heavenly Father, send your Holy Spirit upon each one of us, especially that caller who is interested in receiving the Holy Spirit, that you and grace and love. We pray over that. That's just an all things Jesus. Amen. Well, thanks for that. That's good. That's good. Come to us out of the cross. That was good. Yeah, I'm not good. Yeah, something like that. We'll teach you right if you want to take some time. We'll teach you how to do it right. I got to come to a class. Yeah. I know. We don't need a class to keep starting that one. We'll be back. Right. That's good. One of them is they do cross watch. They'll have Catholics, they'll have the Catholics do cross watch. The other thing was you'll see that that would be good. Your radio. I've never actually seen that. Words to it.
At ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need. A list of great matches help you them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter
Get it on the way.
Okay, well, my phones don't seem to be working today, but I can talk all day all by myself. One thing, hope to stay fine and well. It is 8:34 in the morning. If you got me at 9 o'clock, about 20 minutes away. Never mind. Yeah, we'll go on and get there. Yeah, moving right on to other things this morning. Crime seems to be still a top subject. Hey, I personally think that I personally think that my suggestion. You can text though. I'll use the text on the air. 901-5022. But anyway, again, today is the 80th commemoration of the invasion of Normandy. All those young men around 20 years old or so back in the day. I always tell people, if it were not for politics in America, we would probably historically be one of the best countries ever be on my day. But that little color thing keeps coming up. I think people are so sacrificial to dedicated to freedom and freedom of religion and all that stuff. Still, things are so wrong. I don't know. That one will never really. I'll never understand that. But it was what. Anyway, well, 864 but I don't think that the little word was used right now. If not, you can text me 901-5022. But anyway, moving right along, we're at the time still seems to be, and the more you learn about what happened up in the worship center, and evidently these people were thinking about surprise, or just what kind of movie would do such a thing? And honestly, I think everybody knows who's right and wrong, but some people just don't feel about right and wrong. And do what they want to do, and they're selfish. And so I disagree with Donald David totally. I think everybody knows to disagree right now. They ignore it. That don't mean we don't know it. Okay. Right, well, the other thing, yeah. Now you can always go to our Facebook page and you can join us via internet, but what's the radio in its own thing. Anyway, moving right along to other things. I had a lot of them with that yesterday, and I mean, we did allow me that opportunity. I can talk about the things that I need to get. Okay, now, and we're still wondering, and again, I'm just wondering. I don't have any yay or nay. I don't know. But why every time we have a problem, when we ask for more money? I don't see the correlation between $6 billion in the investment. I don't see the difference. I don't know how that we've been spending money after money after money after money for years. We've got all these prevention. I'm not blaming them for the uptick in things I just tried the other night, but I am saying it's going to take more than the office of opportunity. But I will say, just with but to give them a little breathing room,
I will say that if they stop, if they say one lie, somebody says, they came to school every day, they talk to us about violence, and yeah, I don't think this is something I want to do, then I'm here. Then I know what it's it's really not. I just don't understand. We've been spending money. We spend money on a myriad of things that doesn't really. It's a hard, and no matter what Jenkins said, I'm still going to lay this at the feet of problems who are not involved in it at all. I'm still going to keep the majority of these problems has to come, and I'm also putting that, I'm just, what else is there? The man is supposedly the stronger one. He's going to lay down the law, and Mama nurture him. This is we people become like y'all mean. It's going to be one of them. It's going to be, yeah, I mean, our kids, and I keep telling people about boys. This is an earth about school sometimes. In order to gain a young man's respect, okay, in order to gain a young man's respect, there's only one attribute that is necessary. I didn't say respect. I did not say love. I said his respect. There's the one attribute that needs to be part of that equation. You might know what that is? Come on, everybody knows. And it, no matter what part of the world you have to be in, no matter what language you speak, in order to gain a young man's respect, you must be able to do one thing. Okay? I say gain is love. Love comes later. Respect comes first. Okay. So what must that be? Anybody know what to do? Because we lost that in this house, in this world today. We lost the one particular attribute that must be available in a young man's life in order to get us to. And we are trying to, and as we practice our men, young girls, our boys, young girls, as we go to college campuses around America, and we go, oh, that's too much masculinity. That's too much. And now we got colleges with trigger rooms, where they go if they feel uncomfortable with the truth. Okay, so that's where we are in 21st century America. Okay, we got supposedly intelligent people who need to go to a trigger room, a safe place, so they don't have to hear. And what is truth? Truth is what is real. It does not have a moral connotation to it. Truth is neither good nor bad nor evil or spiritual. Truth is really means what is real. Okay? Truth. Now, truth only has a moral connotation to it when you lie on it. If you lie on truth, then it puts its arms up. Oh, that's not what I said. That's not what I am. So the outside that, people keep trying to make truth a moral compass, and it isn't. Truth really means what is real. R-A-L. And the truth is, that our young men today, there's an essential element that is missing. It's always been there, always been there. You know, if anybody know why when we fight wars, where people, yeah, we don't show up to fight the Vietnamese, to fight the Taliban, or to fight whoever else. We didn't wear three-piece suits. What do we wear? What did we wear? Every time we go to battle with someone, what do we have? Yeah. Well, once you figure that out, you figure out what's missing in our society today. One of the attributes that are missing in our society today that brings about some of this carnage that we have going on in America. Not just America, not just Montgomery. Montgomery is just merely a small piece of the puzzle. But they by no means are the only piece of the puzzle. This stuff is happening all over America. Not just in every urban mecca, besides Democrats being urban. In every urban mecca, we find bad education and we find violence. There's a correlation there. There's a correlation to violence and education. I will give them that. The question is, why is it that we do not? Why do we have the or? Well, okay. It's not that hard to understand. Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. 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 I gotta send my engineer right now. Mm-hmm. We trying to do it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Gonna send that to the engineer. Here we go. All right, after the break, and we'll be back. And so maybe, Dr. Technique, what is the one essential ingredient to getting a young man? Okay? Not his love. Forget the love thing. Forget the love. With the love stuff come later. But there is an ingredient. Okay? There is an ingredient that seems to be missing today. And listen, we all know it is. Well, we may not be thinking about it, but we know what it is. You know why we got so much. And it's got something to do. It's got something to do with fathers, but it doesn't necessarily have to come from a father. It must come from another man. What is it? Right? Now you can't call him. If you want to answer, 901 you know, well,
the time of the law says it is 8:52 in the morning. And if you're out there, unfortunately, we don't have any phones right now, but you can text me 901-5022. Somebody said discipline. Not really, but it has to get some pros from discipline. Discipline. No, I do that. I do take issue with the word mean. A parent disciplines because he loves or she loves their child and wants the child to learn how to live an upright life, not to discipline the unloving unloving translation that you don't care about your child. Yeah, I would agree with that. Although, and I do believe that there's certain cultural things that black people have had name and that I call abuse. And I believe in freedom. Yeah, all that butt back there, but I know my mother used to take my head and beat them against the wall. And that's one. I don't know what I was saying. I was knocked out. So I don't know what I was saying. But there's a difference between discipline and abuse. And sometimes in the hood, and I understand a lot of black parents used to say, well, I'm doing it to you now, so they won't do it to you later. Well, we wait till later. Hey, so and this whole extension course thing, how the hell came up with that? You can do the extension course and lock and no, they got a booty back there. That's what it's the intent. And that's what it's for back there. And then over this chair, I got something one time years ago. We did something, he was going to Capitol Heights, and he had got a note on my doorstep. The teacher called and said, he's not doing this and he's not doing that. So he came home and hey, did you probably going on at school? I said, no, I'm having a good time. I said, was there anything you need to tell me about what's going on? She said, no. And he was getting on good, everybody's getting on good. I said, yeah. So then I had to go around and let him listen to his voice. And all of a sudden, his demeanor changed. So I got one of them AKA habits, whatever. Whatever. Anyway, and I was going to try my best to plant all three of those initiatives in his gut, okay? By making a video with the chair, and I can put the word on it. Hey, look at the chair, right? He looked at the chair. Said, I can't do it. There's something wrong with that? He said, no. Something wrong with your leg? He said, no. That's not wrong with my leg either. I said, well, you need to bend over that chair. I just can't do it. Why do you can't do it? So finally, I know it is. He said he wasn't going to do it. Okay. Now, so and then I had to impose the one essential thing that every father needs to do to his child when he's young. Okay. He had to let him know that you may be a little taller, but it takes more than height to be a man. And so he was on the ground, and then I stood the wood on. Okay. But he defied me and said, I'm not going to bend over that chair. Well, I just do what every daddy ought to do it and let him know it takes more than height to deal with daddy. Because see, daddies have this additional power. It's called daddy strength. Because dad is not going to sit there and let his own son beat his butt. So we got some daddy power that goes along with it, and which goes to the essential item that is needed in a male-to-male relationship in order to. Oh, there's my thing. Oh, hello, Josh. It's you. Did you fix it? I guess it did. Okay. Well, that's my engineer, the famous Josh. I can't get his last name because somebody might want to iron away from him. So, leave that alone. Well, okay, I guess, yeah, you're live on the radio right now, yeah? Anything you want to tell my people? Okay. Well, I don't know. It seems to be working now. Let me see. 860-1440. Somebody give me a compliment check here. And make sure that it's actually working. And maybe his phone is okay. Well, try it out and see. 860-1440 is the number. Maybe his phone is just kind of special. I really want to have a conversation like this. Okay, well, let me see here. Well, I guess our engineers is the only one with a line to our radio station. Anyway, let's take a break and we'll be back. Maybe we'll come back to the company and hopefully we'll be working when we come back after this break. Check it out and see. All right then. It's always frustrating when I have everybody to talk to. But I got it under control. If somebody come up with the answer, the one thing that is essential to raise voice.
FA12.
I'm Vicky Barker at the Flower Desk for you. There's something going to do a little longer there. Confident and Jen world leaders and D-Day endorsement for 80 years and time for forms of beaches of Nazi-occupied places.
Yeah, the tide came out there.
Remind Americans of the world to take an international alliance to defeat Nazi tyranny abroad. Without a specific name checking military arbitration invaders surrounded 29,000 white gravestones and stark reminder of the price paid back then to defend democracy. I'm Vicky Barker in London. Now with more CBS News, here's Dr. Elkins. New development in Canada is requiring possible calculus to pass before leaders arrived in France. CBS is in Paris.
And prosecutors opened a case against an unnamed 26-year-old suspect from the Russian-controlled Donbass region. He was in a hotel near the Charles de Gaulle airport outside of Paris. They found him with phones, guns, and fake passports. More than 40 people have fled in the Israeli strike on the UN school that was being used as a shelter. This concept had turned into a
It was hired by found the gun in Hunter's truck in 2018 and tossed it in a dumpster.
According to court documents, Hunter texted her, "Are you insane? Tell me that. This is no game." Tommy Biden wrote that. He's been talking to local rehab. This is all that.
Breaking news from New York architect. That's the two more women. We never been charged with murder before others. Living in Texas, better than good in the you go over. Megan to get tickets to the moon and Mars. The rocket ship has just completed re-entry through its atmosphere, sparking down helium. This is CBS News.
People highly parts for all your partner needs. With the parts and superseding from the professional parts people are highly auto parts. You have 3 extra life insurance, closing license, and life insurance policies in time for cyber policies you haven't purchased from the previous receipts. So you need to call Big New at 300-230-2777. Big New is specifically for millions of families. If you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, $1 million policies today will cost about $100 to $200 per month. You may have a solution for your previous policy as well. You may be saving up money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you. So he's only on number 2. Call Tim Provider, 800-220-2777. That's 800-220-2777. For $1 million in general health insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou, 800-220-2777. 800-220-2777.
A California woman's social media post on advocate has gone viral.
Leslie Dobson says she got some dirty looks when she didn't return her shopping cart to where they lined up in front of the store.
I'm not getting my groceries into my car, getting my children into the car, and then leaving them in the car to go return the cart.
Millions of viewers of videos on the comments saying they couldn't return the cart to the proper place, even with young kids. Some say the decision about cart returns is about moral character. Also, the Smiths added other videos with stats and commentary about crimes, especially against kids in parking lots. Without her kids with her, the latest video shows her returning the cart to the store. Steve Nathan, CBS News.
News video from the number of drivers who say they likely or very likely to buy an electric car.
Oh, it's going to be difficult. Oh, see, those who's your provider? Right now, if I was I'm gave me 604. That's one of the numbers you gave me the other day. Yeah, I'm getting the same thing. I don't know either. Okay. 1 to the 9200 from 2.0 and 9224. No, no. Oh, okay. So mine is 446. Yeah, 446. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. 0963. Oh, okay. Oh, man.
Or talk to a doctor about this.
It's time to talk to your annual checkup.
Okay. I don't know what's wrong with my phone, but they're not working on their phone. Let me go have a birthday now. Sarah Donaldson. Sarah Donaldson. Good thing, right? Good morning to you. Happy birthday to you guys. See, Donald Raines, Jerry Dexter. I don't know who this is. 23 years old. You know, anybody else? Thomas Pryor, 28 years old. Rick Fry, 30 years old, still a youngster. Okay. All right. All right. George Matheson, 75 years old. I think when I hit 70, I'm going to actually officially be an old person. Until that time, I'm still like, I call myself a young older adult.
9 in the morning just getting funny care. Unfortunately, you have to think because I was able to get that job done and it worked more. So let's keep on moving. I'm still trying to figure out now. Nobody's come up with an answer yet to ask you what is necessary in order to get a young man's attention. Okay, to get him on the straight and narrow to discipline. I realize a lot of people don't know. I'm with you. But we live in a society today where we don't want to apply what we know that works. You know, good on the booty works every time, all the time. It is right. Discipline works, not abuse. Discipline works every time. It is right. And I ain't into this. Take their cell phone away from them. Okay, all right. But you're not taking the computer from them also. You can read a book. And that may be fun. That would have been fun for me. Hey, sit down, grab a book. Yeah. And I'm going to make sure you read it. I'll ask you certain questions about the book when you say you're done. That's how you read a book. Anyway, we're right on to other things. Again, our prayers go out to our the employees of an ice cream shop on the road. Man, what is going on? Oh, but I got some good news. And in a world of it seems nothing but bad news about Montgomery, there was a piece of good news come out last night, and all I can say, it's great news, but that good news is just the people are hell of worse off than we are. And why that is, I don't know. What is the good news about Montgomery? Anybody know? You can catch it in 901-502. But it's good news about Montgomery. I got it yesterday. Yesterday. Good. Okay. What's the good news? Well, out of 150 cities in America that are considered great places to live, believe me, Montgomery came in 54. I couldn't believe it when I read it that night. So I'm not all that fascinated with crime, but you got to give. I guess a quality of life, quality of living. I don't know how the metrics work used in this grading process, but Montgomery came 54. Auburn didn't make it. High Grove didn't make it. Montgomery did, and that's kind of amazing. You know, we hear it said, but I got a friend that said, one of the things about the news is that we never hear about all the planes that landed. Okay. So we only hear about the ones that crashed. And I must have always been hear about radio in the news, we hear about all the things that are bad. We don't hear about the great things that happen every day in personal relationships between white and black folks. People get along every day. People going to work, leaving work, not getting robbed, not getting cut. Cars still there. People's houses don't get broken into. Businesses don't get broken into. We don't hear about that. We do hear about the ones that do. And to the ones that do, the ones that these things happen to, it is Herculean. It is gigantic. And I got that point. But out of all the cities in America, a lot of cities in America, Montgomery came in 54. And I said, wow. That's kind of great news and bad news at the same time. But you gotta give, whoever's in charge the credit, right? You gotta give Stephen. And I'm not a Stephen Reed apologist. There are a lot of things Stephen has that I'm not a fan of. But you know what though? But you gotta give people credit when credit is due. There are a lot of things about Montgomery that has changed. We got a lot more businesses. we get some big things. Facebook or Meta, whatever you want to call it now, is coming to town. So we get the businesses in town. Now, my own problem is that, and here comes the problem again. We get a bunch of businesses in town, and we got to hire outside Montgomery in order to fill the position. And whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Not their fault. It's not Montgomery's fault. If people don't see them, they want to go to school and do the right thing. I guess. I don't know. But anyway, number 54 of the top 150 cities in America. A great place to live. Montgomery did make the list at 54. So that's pretty good. That's I mean, Auburn. Hey, big time Auburn up there. War Eagle, all that stuff. Pike Road. Montgomery going out there. They didn't make it. So Montgomery did make it. So I'm just saying, congratulations to the folks downtown for at least getting us noticed. Okay. Okay. What is this? What is this? I wonder how Montgomery is a great school. It is one of the fastest speaking cities. Sounds like someone paid for this article. You see, we can't even take good news and celebrate it for a while without somebody saying that somebody paid for the article. I mean, come on, man. Really? In California, California, well, there's a couple of cities in California made it in the same game. But come on, man. Give us a little slack. I like living here. Okay? And I don't live in Wind Lakes or anything like that. I like living here. I hate when things happen that happened the other night. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that with all the mixture I can come up with. Why do we have people crime laws like that do those types of things? But I can only think back to the devil was in heaven and he wasn't satisfied. So, we've always had people do bad things. I hope we get them. I got Montgomery Police clearance rate. I'm pretty much assured that they're going to find out who did it. Okay? It won't help the family. I will hope that some of them have solid. They're going to find out. The one thing they do well, and like police department, they do find out. They got a good clearance rate. We'll find them. We'll find them. Hopefully before they terrorize and hurt somebody else. We'll find them. Well, I gotta give them credit. Matter of fact, cases that I thought that they weren't even satisfied if you didn't do that. I found, I know that I don't like uninvited guests. I'm just like that one day. So my phones ain't working. My phones ain't working. I'm trying to keep the audience intrigued, which I can't. My life is usually disappearing. Hey, how you doing, man? I was in the building. Yeah, I'm just I'm glad you're here. Yeah. Dr. Robert Wright, Professor Allen, thank you, man. So you gave us African American okay. Okay, so what's your name? Yeah, man, I just came to say hello. I was in the building. I said, man, let me just say that. And, and I'm listening to, highway. Sure. Red one that we had 27 or from the next one we had 30. Right. Our condolences go out.
why do you believe I say the lack of you know, 70% of your school reform only live in the house. That's right. I get it. And the thing is, you can't. Yeah. And so, you have to be dad to be dad. All this about life. Yeah, I mean, dad. Right. But no, now, we, as a community, we don't like that. Well, no. We don't say, we don't have our institutions necessary for African American male development. So how can you have such a high that a certain every institution, right, needs to evaluate itself on how responsive it is to the maturity of African American males if you're going to target them as a population. Just measure every church, every school. How attentive are you to the maturation, to the development of Black men? And then you can go national, and then you can look at organizations and look and see whether it's a priority or whether it's just something that we do when cameras are around. We buy T-shirts, we do a 1 month, 1 week thing, and then all of a sudden everything goes to comparison. Now, there has to be a total reset and readjustment of the way we do it. And again, you're more knowledgeable about this from a societal standpoint than I am. So pardon my ignorance. Why is it after all these years in America, Black people, especially Black males, why do we need all this special attention? It's not special attention. We don't say white fathers. It's Black fathers. Are we disabled? One of the things that Donald Trump ran on first time, former President Donald Trump. Right. Okay. And so that cuts to the core, right, of
civil existence, period, right? So you can have a political platform, right, that touches directly to the bedroom, to the dining room, to the living room of a house, right? Borders, language, and culture, okay? And that is that is specific. That is a specific thing dealing with the fundamental aspect of domestic life, okay? Where in our political platform is there a significant effort to strengthen the relationship between the black man and the black woman? Name me a politician, Kevin. Anyway, name me a black politician, period. I don't care where they are.
Right.
That
they're too busy trying to turn our men into girls.
hold on, but that's my point. I mean, name me a political platform, right?
Mm-hmm.
Name me a politician, a black politician that has made the relationship between the black man and the black woman a top priority. Anybody? How would he do it? The same way that the other side did. See, because what happens is that we're discouraged from having these conversations because we feel like they're embarrassing, right? But it's where we have the conversation. Go back to the men's forum. Did you see? If you can remember how open and how honest and how frank everybody was, because there was nobody had their defenses up. See, when we do something over the air like this, there are cultural boundaries, and those boundaries can be there. We're only going to go so far in exposing your weaknesses.
Everybody sees our weaknesses.
Right? Absolutely, but we have to be in control, right, of how those discussions and where and when and under what circumstances they're had. Because as the so-called conservative, because I'm conservative myself, but as the so-called Republican conservatives will say, borders, language, and culture, they're very specific, right? And that conversation is very limited on what that really means, which means they've had conversations with other places. And by the time it's time to go public, that thing is so sanitized, it's so neutered that you're not going to be able to go in it and find anything, you see what I'm saying, that might be even considered to be under the table. It'll take clairvoyance and it'll take the intuition to do that, right?
Let me say, we live in a country right now where black folks are some of the best educated numerically than we've ever had.
Well, Kevin, they're educated as far as on how to deal with the non-issues that fundamentally, because here again, let's go back to the curriculum, right? We talk about capitalism. Well, let me give you an example. Okay. We talk about capitalism. Right? Where is there? And this was one of the conversations we had at the state legislature when we were arguing the anti-CRT stuff. You know, when we were going into the deep dive discussions, at least with ourselves, because the state legislature didn't they were going to pass that thing regardless. Well, one of the things was that if you're so concerned about teaching about capitalism, or if you're so concerned about the implications of socialism, why don't you teach classes on capitalism? Where, here again,
Well, I'll ask you that. But I'll ask you that. You're part of the system.
No, but there aren't many.
What, have you brought this up to ASU?
I don't have to bring it up to ASU. The whole point is this right here. The states who wanted to ban race theory, at the same time, they don't offer any classes making mandatory that you teach capitalism. There is no effort at all to teach even what capitalist principles are. I was listening yesterday when a caller called in and he mentioned socialism, right? And then he said liberal, I think liberalism. Okay. Now, the thing is that there has to be an opportunity to where those words are defined, right? Because if you can't define the words, then the discussion is going to be arbitrary. You'll never get to the point because you don't know what it is. So when it's time to say, well, with Montgomery, time is back for business. Okay, time is back for business. You're absolutely right. So how do you reinforce the business, the capitalist principles in the city so people can make the distinction between putting lawn chairs in your lawn, right? Having your cousin park in your yard with the motor hanging out of it. It's probably going to go. People can't make, they don't make the connection. How do you connect trash all over the place. The business is not coming.
I put that on the school system.
Well, but see, the fact, no, it's an expectation. How do you expect people to do things when you make no effort to even enforce the principle?
Enforce the principle, I agree with that. But
or encourage the principle.
But we see that we would have this mental disease, an inability to intellectually distinguish between doing those things that we do done and doing this like we want.
Yeah, and that's because we don't have the concept. The reason why I can talk as frank and candid about stuff is because Kevin, I had these conversations all the time. They're part of the class, they're part of my research, they're part of and we can have conversations about Black folks, about their experience, about their weaknesses, about their strengths, because
which every group has.
Absolutely. But see, if you don't control the environment, you will go to an event, right, that has African American this on top of the bone, commemorating this, celebrating that, this, that, and the other. And because you didn't create the agenda, another group of people created the agenda, they will make sure that those conversations happen.
But how can someone control your mind?
They don't control the mind, they control the environment. That's why the First Amendment, exactly. That's why the First Amendment is so important here. We can't let people touch the First Amendment because when these people are standing on that ban CRT, what they're saying is there's certain conversations we can't have in classrooms. Now, those conversations are going to take place. You see what I'm saying? They have to take place because you can't expect for the problem to be addressed if you've already put a gag order on teachers on what they can discuss.
Okay, let's back up for a
second. See, that to me, that's socialist.
Yeah,
see, that is a socialist regime. I have said before that the whole Trump phenomenon is a socialist phenomenon, and I can back it up. That group is more socialist than anybody will ever be, and banning speech, right? Going into the classroom, gagging teachers, right? If you want to talk about what Black male was shooting up the place and tearing up stuff, all right, let's do it. What are we gonna do? What research are we gonna do? What are gonna be the dynamics of the conversation? Because we don't ever have that conversation in areas other than the very areas where they want to ban us from even talking about the subject matter, which is crazy.
So let me say this. It is not the conversation that is the problem. It is the methodology in which that conversation is imposed. First of all, what is the reason for the conversation? If it is to have a rise, I'm all for it. But if it's to put blame 200 years ago someplace else, when you are in 2024, with all the opportunities that you have, I'm 67. There's nobody in my age and below who can say they haven't had opportunities to do something. Okay. Because they have. Okay.
Hamas and the idea of
right.
When it is time to historically discuss the rudiments of that conflict,
with people killing with people.
No, give me I don't. You don't know, right? Is it relevant? It's very relevant because when it's time to discuss why people are doing stuff, there's always a historical foundation. But in this culture right here, we give the middle finger to history, period. So when we look at something, it just looks like one group gets out of the blue, attack another group, and they're like, no. When you talk to those people that are over there, they're going to go back to you.
Let's go south.
They're going to go, exactly, that's my point. So this is not just something that just popped up out of nowhere, but if you have a study, you see, and if you're in a society that says you don't need to know those things, or you might offend somebody if you bring up because the crap is coming up again. Okay. That's the, you see what I'm saying? This race thing it's not over.
No, let me answer that. Should not history propel us as opposed to being an albatross on our mentality?
Kevin, anytime when you disregard history, but your society is actually going on.
But that's what we do.
Yeah, and that's right. I can explain our society going backwards based on how all people. We are the most inhistorical group of people you ever met. we'll commemorate, we'll celebrate, we'll do all of that type of crap. But when it's time to really sit down and have the heartfelt discussions with the young people, right, to a point to where they can make their own decision, right, about even interpreting what happened. Right? Because you can give the same type of situation about the November 4th, right? To my daughter's generation, and they'll come up with a completely different conclusion. You see what I'm saying? But you have to give the young people that liberty. You have to give them that freedom to interpret the facts as they are. And people are not stupid. When you put information before them, they will go back and they will research, especially Kevin, especially now, like in my classes, Kevin. If I say something that's not right, do you know my students are going to jump all over me? And because they're Googling what I'm saying, right?
Well, Googling, that's great.
Well, but, and see, that's another thing about this AI. Because when you have AI, right? AI is as prejudicial. Absolutely. Let me tell you that. Okay. In our research, we were doing a paper, and we were using words, terms, and phrases. Okay. Now, in the particular program we were using, now I'm not an expert on this. I was just going by what the techie people were telling me, and they were amazed and shocked. Do you know, Kevin, that there were some words and phrases that the system rejected? It kept kicking it back because it's saying you couldn't say that, saying you couldn't do. Okay, now wait a minute.
The program is only as good as the people that program.
Exactly. And let me tell you what I was doing. I was actually quoting somebody. I was quoting that we can do, right? But it kept saying I couldn't say that. And so I was like, wait a minute. So you got all these people talking about all this AI stuff, and these jokers are just as prejudiced as doggone 1865.
How about that?
No, crazy.
Well, the machine ain't crazy.
Yeah, oh yeah, you can create a machine. The slot machines up there. That's true. You were talking about prejudice, and you think you can get rich off that thing. But yeah, with AI, right? There's certain things, and then you try to convert it to an audio, right? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Okay, yeah. There were certain things we could not say audio. Anytime we use the term Negro and white liberal feminism, it kicked it down. I quoted a Bible verse. It kicked Jew back. I couldn't say Jew. Look, it kicked it back. I was quoting a Bible verse, right? And so the thing is that y'all, nothing beats the human mind. I don't care what these people are promising or telling you that this stuff, this next time stuff is going to be. It's still, it's going to be painted in a way unlike any other. But let me ask you. That's why I don't know this one. Right. This is where me and some of my counterparts always seem to disagree. I'm all for like teaching CRT. I was against it because what is it? Critical race. Well, I mean, what the word means, and a lot of the still right. It is teaching a cultural trait in the language. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, what is going on? What is going on? Not only do you know, but let's see. Okay, not one of those things. I didn't get one of the right things. Now, who's definition are we going to? Yeah, whatever Google say, critical race theory. I know what the word means. Okay, but critical is a well, it could be subjective analysis of the interpretation of the information. Okay, race, I held an opinion. And all opinions are based on. I know, but we're thinking of opinion. But what is critical? Serious. It means analytical. Okay. Nothing wrong. If you have to be analytical, what's wrong? Okay, let me analyze it. Let me show you the let me show you. Some years ago, and okay. They thought they were doing something. Now watch that. Okay. You know that the very people that banned in school use the same spirit in the different. So this is what we're saying. We can be critical when it's time to understand the problem. This hold on, but you catch the drift. I catch the religious environment is. You see what I'm saying? Absolutely. What do you say about that? Especially when it's a black race. My son came home one day from this. I was doing it. He said, yes, he said, Dad, why do you think that I've seen the black and trees in my history? I said, well, I don't know why it's important, but I guess I'm trying to do it across and put it upon your mind. So here's my thought. He said, yeah. There are kids come about, I hate this, I hate that. It's not the information that is coming, it's how it is presented and what is the goal behind the information that is created. We go on to take young people have them hate white folks for what their great-great-great-grandfather did. Yeah, but they ain't white folks. But if they hate class, most of them know. I mean, if you really did, you're supposed to be a black. And it would have been in the past. What do you guys have one? We got we got a kid. Exactly. We got a guy who walked into a position for and murdered a whole bunch of guy to go into an elementary school and start mowing down Hispanic children. Right. You see what I'm saying? So who's hating who? No. And when the hate boils over, who attacks who? So the problem is that I asked the same question. What is the reason for the lesson? And how do we make a young mind or impressionable can handle the lesson? Good. The reason for the lesson is that we have to have understanding of the events and circumstances that have shaped their environment. And the more you know, the further you're going to go. See, the only time where ignorance is bliss, but it's time to talk about history. We'll be back, right? You know, 1440. You know, there are some things that I'm talking about that even they won't have the opportunity. Oh, I know. And this is the only place in this chapter where you can have a conversation. I mean, you're the last. It's only because I don't care any program. As long as you put the facts out there and be honest about it, I'm good. I don't have to agree with you. Have a conversation. But I'm older than you. I don't see America. I know the bad, good, and the good. But I still, if you don't have hope, if you don't look past what we have done to get to what we can be, then we're going to be here forever. Listen, a lot of people don't know. We talk too much about it. We don't know what we can do. See, because you see what I'm saying? We don't know what has been predicted about it. Well, we know that's the third grade thing. We don't do. No. I'm talking about as a nation. Yeah. Right? See, it's for that reason. There's a book that we all need to study. And so what happens is that when it is time to analyze the major fundamental concerns of the family policy, it is what do you think when they got in their private studies by themselves? What do you think their biggest fear is? Because the book will do it. What do you think? The Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, Alexander Hamilton, when they were in their things that allow you to sit there thinking about. What do you think was prompting them to know what issue?
I would agree. You can't write a story that different things that all men up to research, and then now the creator. What they said and what they did. Now,
if you read the book, you'll also see why they subsequently in their own way went into self-control. See, because if you look at that career, the founding fathers was really about the basic of people with power. Well, but see, that's it. As long as we approach it, see, as long as we keep going like we are, we'll keep reproducing what previously was. And so, well, with Thomas Jefferson, if you study his life, he wanted to but he couldn't.
Because society
has no, because he got in there. You see what I'm saying?
It's just a societal thing.
Yeah, and he like all the others, didn't. Now that's a heck of a telltale sign. Now, I talk about that in my constitution, right? The whole thing is that okay, you're willing to settle for contradiction purely because you don't want to give up your lifestyle. But then you other people give up their
well, we all something.
Well, but that's where all see, that's where the very thing they were trying to create, that's what I was supposed to step in.
I could have same law. That same law allowed them to do
and that's and people started studying.
And that's the problem having a intellectual conversation about it. It will at some point when you're called to the conversation, you're gonna use it. Right?
And the whole point of this, the whole point of really accepting was to predict the best things that we do. You see what I'm saying? So
because morally they knew they were wrong, but societally
they did not have to predict.
Right.
But when the citizens expecting justice, you see what I'm saying? What you're saying is the average citizen had what you don't have.
That lady just read it. She was like this.
Yeah. I mean, you see what I'm saying? But the whole point is that the citizen is like with the police. The reason why you got a lot of people not calling the police because they can't get away with what they get away with.
Well, that's
and what did it? I'm gonna tell you what did it. What did it was the money.
Okay, then. Well, I don't think that. Well, that's no different.
No, same thing.
Yeah, same thing. You got to do that.
Same thing. There's no difference.
Yeah, maybe the dad. I think it is.
And broke is broke. I mean,
yeah.
All those buttons lightening up and all that. That thing is.
Well, let me see, man. Let me see.
You ain't trying to rig it, have you?
No.
Rig it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's broke.
Yes, not. All right. But you know what, though? Now, one thing about not having a call to add, I don't think we can do it.
Right. That's why I'm on radio show, Kevin Elkins, because we'll never get to what we need to get to.
But I do like the interaction.
Of course.
Well, you got some interesting points. I don't agree with all of them. But, what's something I do? The question is, why do we have the conversation? Is it to propel us or to let us hold on to the past because we can't see our way through?
Because the First Amendment is essential. See, because you can't, for all the people who love things, you can't have free enterprise. I agree with that. Okay, so why people,
but you can't have
why people, right? limit conversation, especially those conversations. This whole show, right? Mostly of the race. Most of the race question. That is because there is every show of that places where you can't conversations about, right? So these people is not only do they limit the conversations on the air, right? They also have the conversations that I had in the class where we can use qualitative.
Because the problem with race, we get logic and we become emotional.
But it's not race. We're talking.
Nutrition is still made by men.
But we're talking about even. A lot of times,
I need to get rid of that.
But see, how did all of these universities, all of them, say that you're not? See,
theirs was out of guilt, a perception of guilt.
And see, we forget why.
The law should not
involve itself.
That was good. You have a couple of people who most of them maybe not white. But they're behind the guilt. The purpose to be fair to everybody and to affirm that feeling. I think we follow that.
The thing is,
what Claire talked about that
why are you going to pull me into something that I have no contribution to? I never. You see what I'm saying? You can ask a whole bunch of African American people. Nobody was you
right,
say
right.
I mean, you see what I'm saying?
They don't take you all to be fair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But see, look at what happens now with this.
You get law involved. You get law involved. Now it's what was meant by this law? Is it a shell or is it a exactly? So getting law involved in most of these social issues is not really helpful.
But they're not social issues, Kevin. They're legal. They're just, see, you see, the law ain't even all this. Is you got you got to have something more. You got to have something to even get through the door, right? Okay, then. See, people forget, right? People forget. Well, that's not that's the privilege. That's not.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying? That's that's definitely that's what I care about. I mean, it's about what you can do, right? But the thing is that we have to revisit, right? Why we have what is now referred to as diversity and inclusion to begin with. What was the story? And you can't come like this. One side radio program talking about it was a left wing takeover. No, it had to do with institutions unconstitutionally preventing people who had a right to something.
But that's in the annals of history, in the annals of mankind, there's always been conflict. Either externally or internally, there's always been conflict. Do you believe? I believe it. Life itself, it's a tough road, but it would work itself out. Let's say.
Well, work itself out at what cost? Well, how many?
Everything has a cost.
See, because if you go back to the whole thing is, people want to talk about protecting individuals.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about how many before the price of the thing. See, that's worth it. See, when you start doing that, when you start saying, well, as long as this group is affected and the other group is not affected, we're going to continue to allow them to go. See, we don't understand that we're all connected.
But you want a panacea.
No. And
there's going to be conflict.
What the Constitution says is happening.
Well,
I mean, how do you define it? We don't want a panacea. We don't want a utopia. We don't want any of those.
But define happiness.
Well, how does the law?
How does the
Like right now, right after that, you have certain rights, and those rights should not be violated by the government. Right now, when you look at those rights that are enumerated, right, that is the platform from which you operate out of. Just like I said previously, you can't have free enterprise without free thought, right? So if you shut the scientists up, right, the campaign of good science is the most hold on, Kevin. The campaign of science is going. I want you to read an article. It's called, for the listening audience, you all can Google this article, right? And what it was is called a power movement. Okay. Then Justice, well, he wasn't named Justice, but he became Justice under Nixon administration. But he wrote an essay, an article rather, to U.S. Chamber of Commerce, right? And basically, he was saying that the social sciences were the biggest enemy of free enterprise. Now, the only problem with that is that the social sciences are also the biggest contributor to free enterprise. And so now you get this unique environment where all of a sudden the scientist says something, then all of a sudden it's right. Okay, well, where's your son? Where's your, you see what I'm saying? There's no alternative.
Can we get one day a month into the committee we can have to? Yeah, one day a month. We'll figure out who's that's going to be. It's illuminating. You know, I disagree with you on principle.
Kevin, man, being on your show, we got started a long time ago.
We go.
Man,
You want about
7 or 8 people there, but now you're on the too.
Yeah, no, I'm going from 7 to 2.
Oh, yeah, it's 7.